Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope my video is useful to you. If you would like to support me, please go to the coffee web page and buy me a cup of coffee. Thank you very much. Today I want to do a step-by-step guide on how to run Stable Diffusion on Linux, which uses the ROCm package. So if you are familiar with NVIDIA, so NVIDIA has the CUDA package, which helps the deep learning, machine learning, but for AMD, so it also have something similar to that. So it is called ROCm, but importantly, it's only available for Linux. So that's why if you want to get the most out of your AMD GPU, you will need to use Linux. If you are not familiar with Linux installation, please find those in my previous videos. So today I will give you a step-to-step guide on how to run it on the Ubuntu, one of the most popular Linux distribution. So if you are familiar with Ubuntu, I think you should have no problem to follow. Even you are a completely beginner, I think my goal is to enable you to run it smoothly. So let's get started. So let's assume that you have the latest version of Ubuntu, but you still need to double check because the ROCm library is only available for 2 of the Ubuntu version. So they are, you see the bottom 2 lines, the supported Linux distribution. There's one of them LTS 20.04. and another one is more recently 22.04. So I will show you how you can check that. So let's open a terminal. So if you don't know where it is, you can open your application and search the terminal. You can get that. So I will open one. So let's in order to check the Ubuntu version, you will basically need your name and you search the special file called etc and start release. So you will see that the first one is a platform, and then there's a distribute release 20.04, and there's a description further down, Ubuntu 20.04.5 LTS. So you can see that mine has been be able to meet the requirements. Alright, double check yours. And then in order to get the kernel, you will need to use uname -srmv. And for me, as you can see right here, it's 5.15.0 here. So it's also be able to meet the requirements. So just let's assume that you are some versions before that. So how to do that? You will need to do is to upgrade your version. So let's I will maybe quickly show you. So in order to upgrade, you will need to do is sudo apt-get update. And then you can do a upgrade dist upgrade. So for mine, because it already got updated, so yours may able to do the upgrade and to make sure it's meeting the requirement. Okay, so let's move on to our next step. So in order to install the our ROCm library, there are a few packages that need to be installed. So they are first you also update and then can quickly install it. There are 4 of them: wget, gmupg2, and gawk, and the last one is curl. So they are mostly used for file downloading. So, and then press enter. So because mine already got them installed, so it shows like 0 installed. But you will need to make sure that they are available in your system. So, alright. So the next step for the ROCm, so the latest version is 5.4.2. You will need to also install a few more packages. They are called install lib in num dev, and the second one is called lib non cos 5. They are required to install the ROCm package. Yeah, so as like similar to previously, because I already installed them. And also the next step you will need to do is to reboot the machine after the installation. So I will skip this one, but please, if you are following my video, please at this stage reboot your Ubuntu PC. Alright. So sudo reboot. I will keep this one so you can follow along. So the next step, like after reboot, what we will need to do is there are some requirements that for the current user, it's needed to be belonging to 2 groups. The groups name called render and video, because they are very much related to the GPU. So I think that's also very understandable, right? So how to do that is sudo user mod -a-g and render. So and then it will be your current login name. So you will do that. So as I already do that at this stage, yeah, please press enter. And the next one is also very similarly. Only difference is the group name called video log name. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, please also press enter. So you are able to make sure that your user name belong to the group render and video. So let's I think the next step you are gonna need to do is to follow the official guide. There are few packages you need to download and install. So the next one is you will need to use the wget to to download one file called so let's get to the official documentation. We were able to get the link. Yeah, so you will see here there's a new documentation for that. And in here you can click the documentation link. There's an installation guide, and you will able to just double check it. So there's so you will need to copy this line. So you will need to apt update. Yeah, press enter, and then you will need to copy this line here. So what it will do is it will download this installation file. So this file is very small, so it will be very quick. And press enter, so it will able to download into your local directory. And then after that, you are able to directly install it. So you also press enter. So it will take probably a few minutes, so it will quickly get done. Alright, so I think then after it got completed, you are able to use the installer script to install the ROCm. We will do a simple modification. Yeah, so in this case, in this step, please pay attention that you may run into some issues. So what gonna work is you will need to use this command. Similarly, AMD GPU install use case ROCm, and you will need to enter --no DKMS. So one of the restrictions is that you are not able to use both. So that's why you will have to enter the no DKMS. Otherwise, it will complain it. So after that, you will press enter. So this step, it will need to download the AMD GPU driver and the ROCm driver. So it will take depends on your network speed. It may take very long, like 1 hour. If you have a very quick network, it will be very super quick. It's probably less than 2 gigabytes, but definitely bigger than 1 gigabyte. Okay, so as I already installed them, I will skip it. So after that, you will need to check the ROCm status. You can enter ROCm info. So it will show you the device. So I will give you a quick demo. So for example, for mine, I have the CPU, which is the Agent 1. So my CPU information here, and then the important part, my Agent 2, which is the AMD GPU 6700 XT. So the information is correct here, and here are the name. Yeah, this is kind of important. I will show you later, like why it's important. So here and after that, I think you will need to do another reboot, just to make sure that the it's persistent between reboot. So you will reboot. So okay, so after that, after reboot, yeah, make sure you do another checking of the system agents. So info to make sure that you can detect the GPU without issue. Okay, no dash, my bad. All right, so as you can see, mine successfully show both CPU and GPU here. Already, so yeah, I think that's basically it. I think if you are able to get to this stage, congratulations. I think you have successfully installed the ROCm into your Ubuntu distribution PC. So I think yeah, that's great progress towards our goal. If you don't have the Anaconda, you will need to install it. We will search the Anaconda download, and it will go directly to the documentation. And there's a Linux installer here. So I recommend you to download the 3.9 version. So, and I think mostly we will have the Linux 64-bit version, the first one. So click it to download it. So I already downloaded it here to my desktop here. And then what you will need to do is there's an installation. So there's installation instruction here. And for Linux, so that's very simple here. So you will simply go to your directory and use bash Anaconda, and you press enter, and then you can enter yes for all of those. You can, yeah, I will skip this one as I already installed it. All right, yeah, congratulations. I think you successfully installed the Anaconda. So you were able to create the Python environment. So let's for example, create the Python environment. So what you will need to do is to create the environment name. You can name whatever you want, but I have this one as an example, AMD. And you will also need to specify the Python version 3.9. So and you will press enter, and after that you activate the environment P39 Torch AMD. All right. So at this stage, you are free to install the package that's needed for the Stable Diffusion. So right here, I think it's one important part. It asks you to install the Pytorch. So we will go to the home page of the Pytorch. And there's an install button. So right here, you will need to select the version, the stable, the Linux, the Python, and then the ROCm 5.2. You may find it a little strange because our version of ROCm installed was 5.4. But don't worry, the 5.2 for the Pytorch still works. So you choose 5.2 and you use the PIP. So you will need to just simply copy this command into your terminal. So that way you can simply start the process. It may take a while because it needed to download some large files. Yeah, just be patient, maybe take a break, have a cup of coffee, and then we were able to continue that. So after it completes, we will need to do is to do a test. But before that, there's one catch. There's one environment variable you need to set. So what you will need to do is to set one of the environment called HSA override GFX version equal to 10.3.0. So yeah, press enter. So what this line does is it tells the ROCm package that the GFX version is 10.3.0. So if you remember that I mentioned the 10.3.1, 10.3.1, here, the reason is that the official name for the 6700 XT is GFX 1031. So, but for some reason, ROCm doesn't support 1031, so that's why we need to override it. We tell the ROCm that our version is 10.3.0, so it can work like continue work. So continue to work. So that's like one important part of it. Yeah, press enter. All right, and then you can do a quick test to test if Pytorch works successfully. So Python-C, and you can input the Python code here. Print torch.q is available. So the reason is that the CUDA has the same API as the ROCm, so we use the same command to do the testing. So there's a typo here, print Pytorch, and here. Okay, press enter. So if you have the true returned, congratulations, I think you successfully enabled it. So okay, sounds great. So before we get started, one thing I want to mention is that we needed to make it make the environment variable persistent across different sessions. So we will need to make a modification to our bash profile. So you can do as to the bash rc, and at the beginning you can enter this line here. So in that case, you make sure that whenever you start a terminal, it will automatically set this environment variable. So it make sure you don't need to manually set it ever again. Alright, make sure you have that. Alright, so we can continue our next step. So our next step is to install the Git. So for Git is officially supported by Ubuntu, so it will be very easy. First, you will do update, and then install git all. Yeah, press enter. So after it completes, you will do a quick test to check the version of the Git installed. Alright. And then next step, we will need to install the diffusers. So it's in the documentation. So it's upgrade diffusers torch, and press enter. And what you will also need to install is the transformers and accelerate. Alright, press enter to start the installation. Okay, I think so far, you have successfully created the Python environment. You also installed the ROCm. You also set the environment variable. So I think you are good to go. So next step, we will do a simple test driving, so to see if it works. Okay, we will what we will need to do is use terminal line. So for now, and we will use web UI later. So do a quick test drive. So it's Python. Yeah, before we do that, let's do a quick look at our environment to make sure that we have the correct package installed. So you do a pip list, and you can see on the left are the package name, on the right are the version number. So let's take, for example, our diffuser versions 0.11, and our let's see, we also have our transformer version here, and there's accelerate version, like version 0.15 here, and of course we also have our torch, and as you can see right here, it's ROCm 5.2. All right, so everything looks good. We can start our Python console. So what we want to do is import torch and import diffusers. Well, you may not need the entire diffusers. Stable Diffusion pipeline, and then you can create the pipe using the imported Stable Diffusion pipeline. And here you will need to use a model you download. So here will be a model path, and here you set the data type to torch float 16. Okay, so the first parameter is the path to the model. So I already have the model here called a waifu-diffuser. So I can simply do that. And press enter. Okay, yeah, I think I forgot there's the method from pre-trained. And press enter. So it will start loading of the model. May take a while. Okay, and after that, what you are gonna do is to do the pipe equal to pipe to CUDA. So basically, it will load the model into the GPU. In our case, it's the AMD GPU. Yeah, don't be confused about the CUDA. And the next one we will want to do is to enter our prompt. Yeah, I will enter one for the wife. So, and it will gonna be to generate the image. Yeah, just double check your letters, make sure they are all correct. And we will be able to press enter, so it will start the generating. And don't worry, you may see this warning. It's totally fine. I think even there's a warning, it seems it will not affect the performance. So the first run will take a while, but after that, I think you are able to achieve a very quick generating. So in this case, I think it's about half minute for 50 steps. I think this is really good, I think, right? So we'll double check the image right here. Image.show. Yeah, so I think it looks good. If you want to save it, you can do the image.save and give it a path. If you want to use the same path, totally fine. Yeah, in our case, it's right here. And let's give it another try. Yeah, so right now you can see that it's very quick. It's about 7 seconds. So if you are familiar with my tutorial on the Windows version, the optimized version I got, it needs about 30 seconds for one image. So right now on the Linux, I think it's about only 7 seconds. Okay, so unfortunately, I think for this time, I think the MSFW filter will kind of determine that our image is not safe. So we got a black image. So, but we can definitely try it again. Yeah, that's unfortunately, but totally fine. But we can do it again, right? Yeah, I think this time it works okay. Okay. And we can save it. And let's give it another try. And show it. Yeah, all right. Really good. I think the performance is really like consistent. So as you can see, 7 seconds, 7 seconds, 7 seconds. So you may experience like a bit large number for your first run, but I think after that it's really quick. So 7 seconds should be really quick enough to give you a fast iteration if you want to generate lots of image. So I think that's definitely a big advantage. And I think that's why we are here to try the Ubuntu, try the Linux. I'm glad it works out. Yeah, I hope yours like works out too. So let me know how it goes. If you have any question, please enter it in the comments. I will try to answer them. So, yeah, I think that's all for today. And I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. I will see you next time. Have a good day. Bye bye.